Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Peach Podcast with Seductive Peach. And today's show is Monday Mental Health Awareness. Please also welcome our new co host to the stage, Gregory Adams. Welcome to the stage, Greg.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. How
All
are
right.
you today?
Today is the day. It's Monday.
Yes, yes. And no matter what happens or what tries to drain my energy, I'm going to make sure I stay in a positive ass mood. Now, everyone might know that May it was Mental Health Awareness Month, but we are doing Monday Mental Health Awareness every Monday, and we definitely appreciate everyone tuning in. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. It helps the algorithm. Also, mental health awareness is the ongoing effort to reduce the stigma around mental illness and mental health conditions by sharing your personal experiences. So, if you have a personal experience that you would like to share with us and you want to come up on the stage and do that, please let me know and just drop your email and I can send you the link to come up. We definitely encourage everyone to come share and want to let everyone know this is the comfortable platform where you can open up and share if you'd like. Is there anything you would like to add so far to that introduction?
No, just welcome in everybody and let's get this show started.
So, what are some things that you do to maybe cope with your mental health, like when it comes to maybe depression or anxiety or whatever it is that's bothering you? What do you do?
See, for me, as a as it stands in the in the country today, there's this stigma about men and their mental health as far as like we just kind of have to place it on the back burner and kind of keep pushing through. So right now, for me, it's a lot of autopilot, trying to get through the motions of each and every day, raising a child, so forth and so on. So I just kind of keep trying to keep myself occupied, albeit mental, emotional, physical, whatever it may be.
Definitely keeping busy can really help sometimes, most definitely. And often, because of misconceptions about mental health and mental fitness, people often suffer from they suffer in silence from going
Mhm.
untreated and aren't treated properly because they suffer in silence. For too long, men have definitely been, um, there's been this stigma where men shouldn't cry, quote unquote, men shouldn't cry, and it's made a lot of men grow up thinking that it's okay to just stuff, and not open up. And I think that's where they lack more emotionally than women, where women are more open to open up emotionally. And I think it's definitely important that everyone, but also definitely men, need to know that it's a good thing to open up and sometimes show your vulnerability. It doesn't make you any less of a man. It doesn't make you any less of a person, period, just because you open up. So everyone is human. Everyone needs to cry sometimes. Everyone needs to vent sometimes. So it's natural. um and so many people shouldn't put that stigma on their kids. Like, I feel like I hate when I hear like people telling their kids, don't cry, like they're showing their emotion, they're supposed to cry. So and it'd be even telling, I've seen even young boys being told by their fathers or their mothers even, don't cry. And that's definitely not the way to go. We shouldn't be teaching our children or raising our children that it's good to stuff emotions. That can cause a lot of trauma for them later on down the line as well. Um,
Absolutely.
I'm actually sending an invite right now. Someone just now sent me. Everyone's running a little behind today. About to send an invite. We have another artist joining us today to chop it up and share some of their experience as well with the mental health. And sending link now. Okay. Um, so yeah, I appreciate everyone also being patient. It definitely has been a busy day. Mondays are a little busy. Sometimes I get stuck on conference calls and things of that nature. So I appreciate everyone's understanding when it comes to that. And it is definitely important to stay busy. Um, let's see. Okay. Now, once they get backstage, I'll just bring them up and introduce them. This is actually an artist that I met on Instagram. I do a lot of networking on Instagram. It's definitely important, I think, for those that are really comfortable on Facebook to realize that they need to be on Instagram more. Like you can do so much more networking, I feel like on Instagram, meet so many more different people to network with on Instagram. Like your Facebook's more like your friends and family and immediate people after. So also actually shout out to to Baz by You to Death. I'm wearing my gear today. So I had to show that off real quick. I realized the way my thing is positioned, it's not showing the logo, so I had to show that off real quick. Shout out to Buy You to Death. Shout out to everyone that supports us. We appreciate you guys most definitely. My birthday was Saturday. I had an awesome time, and I was like, I'm not gonna sit home and be lonely and be depressed about turning 40. I'm going to go out and I'm going to have fun. And that's what I did. And so I had a great time. And I know if I would have sat home, I would have gotten this this funk. So I was like, you know what? Damn straight. I am going out. I deserve it. And I went out and had a great time. I went to this great restaurant called Taste of Soul. Shout out to them. Shout out to the owners. I know the owners, they're really cool people. And definitely check it out if you're in the Buffalo area. It's on Elmwood Avenue. So shout out to them for sure. And also shout out to my friend Yanni Tez, which aka a lot of you might know her as Black Hearth, which is my new co-host on Thursdays we're starting to do. She's my ride or die bestie, my god kid's mom, and she went out with me to celebrate. And I always appreciate her being there for me in a lot of different ways. Also we celebrate each other's birthdays together, so definitely was a fun time. My mom, shout out to my mom, Mama Dukes. She made sure she called my brother. She brought the cake, the presents, the balloons, everything. Like, Mama Dukes is dope. She always makes sure I have a cake every year, no matter what. So I definitely got to say shout out for sure to the people that truly do care about me and love me. I love yous too, and I appreciate yous. I think it's important to show people how grateful you are for them, because a lot of people take things for granted and aren't as grateful as they should be sometimes in different situations or with different people. And I think it's just important and crucial to share, how people are important to you sometimes.
Right.
And it could help someone's day, like sometimes you just smile at somebody and it can help their whole day, or open up the door for someone. It could change their whole mood. It's just sometimes even just helping the very littlest bit you can really help go a long way. So oh, once you're backstage, I see you there. I will bring you up. I'm already live. Now, this artist I was specifically also bringing on the show because he actually talks a lot about mental health and is an advocate as well for mental health, and has almost about 2,200 followers on his Insta. But he definitely is a cool person, and one of the reasons he caught my eye is because he does advocate for mental health. It's even on his bio and his profile. He's a big advocate for it. So, I thought it'd be cool to have him on the show and get his take. And he also does music as well and stuff like that. So I think, what is it, Tio Lestate? I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. Lestate. I'll find out though. But so I like to meditate. I'll get back to the actual topic. I sometimes it's hard for me to wake up and not grab my phone. So that's been something I've been trying to like train myself to not do is grab my phone like as soon as I wake up because um I used to think it was a good thing, but then I realized, talking to, a friend of mine put it into a better perspective where it's really not a good thing because anything any messages you have are going to be there when you get to it, and you get to it when you get to it. And me always trying to be there for everybody and make everyone happy, 24/7, you know, I usually check my messages as much as I can if it's possible. So, I had to kind of learn to get in the habit of not picking up my phone right away and actually taking time to just clear my mind, wake up, maybe have my coffee, and just, just even be in a whole better state of mind, just not picking up that phone as soon as I wake up, you know? Um,
Right.
so, I definitely could tell a difference. Like it really felt like it really helps. So sometimes changing habits too can really help. And please welcome, guys. Artist Tio Lestate. Did I say that right?
Tio Lestat.
Lestat. Tio Lestat. So how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. How about yourselves?
Good, thank you. This is my co-host Gregory Adams, or Greg the Great One. He's an artist as well and a battle rapper too.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, we're all three of us are mental health advocates. So I'm definitely excited to have you on the show. So would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became a mental health advocate?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Tio Lestat. That's my stage name. You know what I mean? I've been
Hmm.
involved and invested in mental health since I was probably 12 years old. As I've been suffering with mental health most of my life. Um, I've been diagnosed PTSD, ADHD, and type 2 bipolar. So I've been in and out with medications and counselors and things of that nature since I was a boy. I kind of was embarrassed of it as a young man, and then in my 20s, when I really started to see things can change, I don't have to live a life of like suffocating every day, and I took
Hmm.
positive steps in the right direction. I got the right meds, the right people in my corner, and started to kind of move that way. I was a teacher for a long time, so I advocated for kids as well with mental health. And then as an artist myself, I took that approach with my newest LP with men's mental health because I'm a man with mental health disorder, and
Hmm.
a father's advocate that has father's mental health. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
so I've been taking an active role with it my whole life.
That's what's up. That's awesome. You guys definitely should follow each other and tap in with each other. Um,
Absolutely.
Yeah, on Instagram, it's the same exact name. You guys can follow Tio Lestat. And
Yep.
that's definitely a very interesting story. You've definitely been involved for even longer than I knew. And that's definitely awesome news. And I'm happy to hear that. You definitely have a lot of experience then. What would you say, since you do have so much experience, you do like some advice you can give people on what to do to cope with your mental health issue, whatever it is, whether it's anxiety, depression, suicide. What do you do to cope?
Well, I've been using music therapy. I've been invested really now in music therapy for a couple of years. I
Mhm.
do talk with a counselor, and I would recommend if you suffer from mental health, um, talk to somebody. There's a great team of
Mhm.
psychologists, psychiatrists out there. That's what they go to school for. That is what they love to do and help with. Don't be
Mhm.
embarrassed to go talk with somebody, especially men, man. They don't really like to get
Mhm.
involved or get invested in it. I would say urge the opposite. You know what I mean? The more you talk with someone, the
Mhm.
more you get to know about it, the more you can understand
Mhm.
how it affects you and how you can help others. That's
And how
number
you can
one.
help yourself. Right,
You got to help
exactly.
yourself first. You know what I mean? Number
Right, right.
two, a lot of people veer away from big pharmaceuticals, and I was very nervous to do it
Mhm,
myself. But on the flip side of it, I used to take drugs and alcohol to deal with the mental health. So I said, if I'm going to take drugs
mhm.
and alcohol, why can't I try these little medications? And so when I got
Right.
on that, took that more seriously, and put kind
Mhm,
of drugs and alcohol out of my life, and took more to the meds, the pharmaceuticals, and the
mhm.
counselors, life became a little bit easier. It's still a struggle, but I can
Mhm.
cope with it better. You know what I mean?
Right,
And so now
right.
I do a lot of my writing out. I write it out. I get out of my head through creativity,
Mhm,
whether I be writing, taking photo ops for myself, doing shooting video,
mhm,
creating content, video, things of that nature. So when I
mhm,
start to get stressed out, I'll walk. I'll take a walk first off, get my head right, and then the
mhm.
juices just start flowing creatively, and I roll with that for hours and hours on end.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I always say it's good to sometimes just take a walk to vent and release, even if it's just a walk by yourself to clear your mind. So that's definitely what's up. I definitely think writing, I say it all the time actually, writing's so therapeutic. And right before you came on the show, we were talking about how there's been a stigma for too long where men, were told they shouldn't cry or show their emotions or stuff, and they just stuff, which is more
Mm-hmm.
unhealthy. And, I think it's so important to let men know, nothing's wrong with showing your vulnerability sometimes, maybe the wrong people might try to use that against you, but that's
And
why
they
you
do.
should make sure you're dealing with the right people in your life,
Mm-hmm.
positive people that are really going to try to help you more than hurt the situation when you do open up
Absolutely.
and try to be vulnerable. Not everyone can take things the same way as somebody else, but that's why it's important to have positive people in your life that you can open up to, that you can trust and be vulnerable with.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I'm very excited to have you on the show because I think you're a great example of a great men's advocate for mental health.
I
And I
appreciate that. Thank you very
definitely,
much.
yeah, most definitely, and love to have you back soon. Would you like to tell everyone some of your projects you're working on right now?
So I just released a new ELP last two weeks ago called Mental
Mhm,
Health, HELLTH, upon
mhm,
on words. Because if you suffer from mental health, you ever been in a position, it is literally
mhm.
a living hell. Sometimes, you know what I
Right.
mean. When you don't get out of bed, you don't leave the crib. I mean, I think I could go some days when I'm really in my head. 2, 3, 4, 5 days, I don't even leave my house, talk to nobody. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? And that's hell,
mhm,
man. We are social creatures, and the more you
mhm.
isolate yourself, the more hellish it becomes.
Exactly. Amen to that. I definitely agree. I always encourage people not to isolate. Like, nothing is wrong sometimes with having time to yourself. When you really need time to yourself, you might need a little break from everything, but don't isolate when you're in a bad place, a bad state of mind. Don't
Mm-hmm.
isolate when you're feeling suicidal. Don't isolate when you're in an angry mood or, that's like the worst, or a depressed mood. That's the worst time to isolate. It's definitely important to surround yourself with people that care and that love you and that are going to be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
And help understand, where you're coming from. And that's another reason we do the show, is to try to give loved ones a better understanding of even maybe how to understand and deal with the family members that might have some mental health issues. Because some people just don't have a clear understanding, and then they might not be there for that person that really needs them because they're just
Correct.
confused and don't understand. So I definitely think it's important to educate to our loved ones on the importance of mental health awareness and why it's important to try to understand if you're going to have loved ones that you're dealing with mental health issues. At least try to understand their issues so you can be there for them in a better way. you
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's so much, it's such a variety of mental health issues out there. I have
Mhm,
ADHD, and you could have ADD. You could have there's so many things. You first and
mhm,
foremost, I agree. You have to educate yourself. You have to know what's
mhm.
wrong with you, and what your symptoms are, what your signs are, what's pushing
Right.
you over the edge, so you can express that to people. Because sometimes they may not know, and they'll push
Mhm.
or pull on you, and you're like, bro, I just told you I need to be da da da. You know what I mean? And they don't understand what you're
Right.
going through. So if they understand your signs,
Exactly.
they know when to back off for a little bit. You know what I mean? Or show extra
Mhm.
love.
Right, exactly, exactly. They'll know, have a better understanding of what to do or how to do it. Exactly. And I think it's so crucial and important that, if you really, care about somebody that, you do take the time to really get to know, how to be there for them the way they need you to be there for them. I was
Absolutely,
just
absolutely, and educate yourselves on it. You know what I mean? Because there's a plethora of research out there, a ton, a lot more when I was a kid, and when I was in my 20s, when I didn't know what the hell was going on with me. I thought I was
right.
crazy. You know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's sometimes it's just a lack of educating yourself on it or a lack of not knowing the right resources. You know,
Resources is key.
sometimes even just knowing the right resources to get, could help a whole lot of ways. Some people just don't know how to ask or don't know what questions to ask
Mm-hmm.
to really get the right help. So, I think it's definitely important. Just know, you guys could reach out to us or to me if you guys need any resources on mental health. Also, I know if you dial 211 or 311 on your phone, depending where you are, they can
Mm-hmm.
also lead you in the right direction to places in your own city to help you as well. There's also
Mm-hmm.
the crisis service
Crisis
center,
hotline.
crisis hotline as well, that you can even just look up on Google, the crisis hotline, and it's there. So if you're ever feeling suicidal or you just want to talk to somebody because you're feeling depressed, call that crisis hotline, Google the number, call them, reach out to them, and they will be there for you. That they're waiting on your call. So I definitely do advocate for that hotline. I think it's a great service. I've actually had people that I've dealt with use it before. People even from teenagers all the way up to adults, using the crisis hotline, and it definitely is a good hotline that I would advocate. Um, Also, they can help you find a safe place. If you're not in a safe place and you need to get to one, they will help you with that as well. So, some people are just really scared for their own safety in different situations too, sometimes. So just know we are here no matter what the situation is. I'm also a domestic violence advocate. So, and yes, I have been there, so I can understand from another perspective that other people can if they haven't been there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I definitely, want to put that out there so people also understand that, we are here to help. We're here to talk. We're here to give resources if you guys need it. Please feel free to reach out. Make sure you guys follow all of us. Gregory
Yeah,
Adams
absolutely.
on Facebook as Gregory Adams. So make sure you follow his page. That's my co-host for Monday Mental Health Awareness. And our guest co-host today is Tio Lestat. Make sure you
Yep.
guys follow him. That is his Instagram name.
The state.
Yep.
And
TO_Lestat. And then my Facebook is T.O.Lestat, like my streaming services. And anybody that reaches out, man, I'm on my stuff all the time. You know what I mean? If you reach out with a mental health question, I will not shy away to help you. I don't care if I know you or I don't know you. Your
mhm,
life is just as important as everyone else's, and you need that
mhm,
time. I'll be there for you if you need it. And that's on God right there. I've had strangers, complete strangers on social medias over the
mhm,
last year and a half have actually helped save my life in times where
mhm.
I thought I had nobody, man. And out the blue, a
Right,
stranger called me, and that's my goomba
right,
now. We link all the
right,
time, and so don't hesitate to reach out to people, man. People do
right.
care.
Right, that's definitely fact. That's actually a really good example. I'm glad you actually gave that example because one of the reasons I started my podcast 2 years ago was I realized the effect I had on people and how much I really am able to help people. And this podcast wasn't first created to do music artist interviews. It just kind of all came together because I'm in the industry too, to be able to
Mm-hmm.
do interviews. But the reason I really first started this show was to help people because sometimes all someone needs is someone to talk to or need a friend to talk to. And I used to be a live streamer on different apps, and I realized a lot of people will come on these apps just looking for a friend or someone to talk to, and a lot of people feel open, like comfortable talking to me and opening up. And it became something where people would start coming back to me telling me thank you just for helping them, um And to me, I wasn't really doing nothing much, but really just telling them, I'm there for them, checking up on them, and all that, and letting them know I understand where they're coming from and stuff of that nature. And they came and thanked me in a room full of people just to let me know that they're really thankful because I helped them out their depression and stuff. And that's like a specific. There's quite a few examples, but that's one that really stands out to me. Like, wow, like it choked me up. It really touched me in a way where I was like, you know what, I got to keep doing this. I got to keep helping people. I got to keep being there for people. I've always had a passionate spirit, a helpful spirit, to help people.
Mm-hmm. Myself
But
as well.
yeah, but this is like on a whole nother level of help. So most definitely want to try to be there for everyone the best way we can. Of course, we can't obviously do every single thing, but we can be there if you need an ear, and we can give
Mm-hmm.
you sometimes the right, lead you in the right direction for the right resources. So
Right.
um, you guys can also follow my YouTube, which the show airs live on, Seductive Peach. And also, my lingerie line is Seductive Peach LLC, in case anyone was wondering. It's also been my hosting for years now, even on those apps I was talking about. So it's my
Mm-hmm.
brand name that I've marketed and made a whole brand out of. And so if anyone also does need promo, marketing, advertising, things of that nature, management, hit me up. You do have to come with a budget, period.
Hell
Um,
yeah. I don't think artists realize that you need a budget. Like you don't just put music out and it goes off on its own. Like you got to plan it, practice it,
Right,
push it.
right,
It ain't going
right.
nowhere.
But I realized I had to add that. I had to add in you need a budget because I've
Yeah.
had so many people, and it's like I try to do what I can, but a lot of people just take and then start taking advantage. And
Right.
also
Right. Right.
then how do you say then they'll also be very ungrateful. And I don't, and something that really hurts me the most is when someone's so ungrateful after I've helped them so much. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I
just
feel
being
that.
ungrateful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like you don't even have to tell me thank you, but show your gratefulness and so, I definitely encourage. That's why I was saying actually at the beginning of the show, it's important for people we are thankful and grateful for to let them know we are, you
Yep.
know, let people know how special they are to you. It's definitely important and it can help their day. Smiling at someone, walking by could help their day, opening the door for someone, I was saying, could help their day. Just showing an act of kindness, being nice to people. There's so
Yep.
many cruel people in this world now and selfish people in this world now. And if so many people weren't so self-centered, and selfish, I feel like, this world could really be a better place if we just started showing more kindness again to each other.
Yep. Yeah, that's something I believe wholeheartedly in too. When I was a teacher for 18 years, in Buffalo, and then here in Phoenix, I
Mhm.
taught middle and high school social studies, and we
Mhm.
used to present and push the random acts of kindness and those awards at the end of the year. And the
Mhm.
kids don't like it at first until someone comes up and says, "Yo, I like what you was doing. Thanks for helping." And then it starts
Right.
spreading quicker than the
Right.
"Get off me, you did it." You know what I mean? Like you start being nice to
Mhm.
people, and it spreads very, very fast. And you'd be
Right,
surprised
right.
how far a few little nice words go.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm actually in Buffalo. I didn't know you used to work out here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
I was a Buffalo Public School. I taught at Grover. I was a Grover teacher.
Oh, okay. They
Hmm.
changed the name of Grover, right?
Yeah, Grover Prep. I flipped the school over. I was one of them cats that
Oh,
one of them
okay,
first years we
okay.
flipped it over. Yeah, me and Mr.
Oh, okay.
Eberly and a couple other teachers.
That's funny. What a small world, guys. I didn't
Hmm.
even know he was in Buffalo working before. So, yeah, definitely a good school. Actually, my son goes to that school now.
The Grover Prep is a really good school.
Yeah, yeah, he goes to
Yeah,
that school. Yeah.
I still know
So,
a couple of teachers up in there, so that's cool. And I
yeah,
taught at Hutch Tech for a year, and then 80 Westminster.
he'll be a junior next year. And my other two, actually, my two younger ones are in seventh and eighth. I think I'm going to try to put them in Hutch Tech. But
Beautiful
Hutch Tech is
school.
in honors because beautiful schools, right?
Yeah, I love
And
Hutch. I love teaching there.
they stay on the honor roll so they can get in, you know.
Yeah, that's good. And your kids are ready for it. Hutch Tech is demanding. I mean, it's high level. I went from working at the Grover and then Grover Prep, which we were setting up, and then the Hutch Tech. I
Hmm.
was like, what a difference in what is going on here, man. Like, wow.
Right. Right,
But
they're really getting you ready more so for the world and for college
100%.
than some of these other schools for sure. Like I definitely give a
Yep.
shout out to them. Hutch Tech and City Honors. And those weren't even schools I went to, but because there is a tremendous difference, like even in the atmosphere and how much they're
Yeah.
really trying to teach the kids, not just academically, but what they need to know once they go into college and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
yeah, definitely
There's
some
a
good
whole
schools.
social economic piece to the Hutch Tech too. It's nice. They prepare you for life. Not all schools do that. I
Exactly
was a teacher
right.
18 years. Very few schools do that.
Right. That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. So, I think my one going into seventh and going into eighth next year, that's the school I'm gearing them towards because they've been, just make sure you keep them on that honor roll. But they do amazing. Like, I don't even have to stay on them much, like about their work and stuff. They're just always on
Hmm.
the honor roll. Very smart kids. I can say I'm definitely very blessed to have beautiful, healthy, smart children for sure.
Yeah,
And as
definitely.
long as they, sometimes all kids get lazy, but once you stay on them about keep doing their work and their studies, they do good.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I loved teaching. I've worked a couple of careers. I'm a master teacher, a master carpenter, and now a master MC. You know what I mean? So teaching was by
okay.
far my favorite gig I've ever did. Just rewarding day in, day out, different
Mhm.
challenges, different successes, different learning capabilities, different building with awesome people and the students themselves
Mhm.
in the community and the family. Man, if I could
Right,
go back to
right.
teaching, I'll do it all day.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely is a good experience. It definitely is rewarding to be able to
Yeah.
teach somebody something they might need to know to help them further themselves. It definitely is rewarding in a lot of ways. I definitely feel like I might not have a teaching degree, but I'm definitely a teacher in a lot of ways.
Yeah, yeah. More than likely, if you got kids in the school systems, you part teaching too. You know what I mean? I promise you that. More than you
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh yeah. Most likely I actually thought about being a teacher's aide, but um yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go down that road right now. I think I really need to help. Like I'm more on the women empowerment role
Hmm.
right now, like
Good,
really
good,
trying to
good.
just empower women and be a domestic violence advocate and a mental health awareness advocate right now. I think
Mental
really
health
that's
is
where
key.
my path is leading me, and I gotta just follow my path and what God tells me to do.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But I definitely was a pleasure to have you on the show, and I hope you can come back soon for sure.
Absolutely. And check it out, Teal the Stat. You know what I mean? Armed and Educated Entertainment. I wanted to send a couple shots out to people that have helped me during my mental
Mhm.
health. Both my brothers, my boy Cracker Rican, Earth to West, my girl Shayna, my sister-in-law Amy, and my daughter Juliana. These are and my mother, rest her soul up in heaven. These are the people that have kept me going and still keep me going
Mhm.
to this day. Everybody else falls off. Them people I named, they still with me. So I appreciate every single
Mhm.
one of you people for real.
That's what's up. That's awesome. And next time you come on the show, we'll have to do your artist interview for sure. We'll
Yeah,
set
we
that
will.
up.
You know, what I mean, I'll kick a little freestyle because I'm nasty at all them rap avenues. So I appreciate
Yeah,
you having me on. It was a
most
pleasure to be on
definitely.
here.
Oh, most definitely. Would you like to tell anyone about any mental health services you might know of, even in your community?
So I live in the Phoenix area right now. And believe it or not, man, I was just looking into some too. If you might a lot of people go through, especially with mental health, they don't have the insurance. You know what I mean? So they get
Mhm.
denied. But don't let that deny you. There are a lot of places out there in your area that will take you in for free. You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
might stay a little longer because of the situation you put yourself in, but take the time and do it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Take advantage of the doctors, pick their brains, see what's wrong. Don't scare away from medication. Everybody hate meds, meds, meds. Again, if you're doing drugs and alcohol, then you should try the medication because it's going to be
Mhm.
healthier for your system in the long run anyway. So
Right,
those
most
two things I would
definitely.
say to do, and just and
Mhm.
people that you know that have mental health, link with them from time to time. Couple of
Mhm.
small words here and there make somebody realize, hey, maybe I don't got it all that bad, and maybe I ain't that alone. If you check in with your
Mhm.
people, man. If you don't check
Most
in with them,
definitely.
then they think you left them. So check in
Mhm.
with your people, the strong ones and the ones you know suffer. Everybody needs a
Yeah.
hello and a good job every now and again.
Yeah, most definitely. Gregory, would you like to add anything?
Uh, just stay healthy. That's it. Diet could help.
Mm-hmm.
Exercise can help. Meditation can help. Depending on your religious practices, prayer can help. Um, just get right in every aspect.
Great points,
Today's
man.
problem, don't let today's problem be tomorrow's downfall. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Um, if you're able, to get up in the morning and open your eyes, you're already a step ahead of some individuals who don't get that opportunity.
Very true.
um Love your loved ones, check in on your loved ones, don't leave nobody astray, because you never know what second or minute that somebody may think that they just can't do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that
Mhm.
one phone call or that one text message or that one Facebook message or Instagram, whatever, however you communicate may make a world of difference. So just
Most
reach out to people. Keep your loved ones your loved ones. Make sure you know how to decipher who's who, and
Mhm.
and go from there.
Facts. And when you hear
Most
somebody
definitely.
that's close to you say, "Man, I'm sick, I'm tired of this," take that serious, man. People don't normally say
Mhm.
they're tired of things unless they really are like fed up and burnt out. Like, listen to your people. You know what I mean? Listen to what they're saying. They will give you the clues where they're at if you pay attention. You know what I mean? Then you don't got to hound them. You can just be there for them, and that's what
I
makes a
mean,
world of difference.
to
Most.
piggyback off that, look at what happened with Chester Bennington of Lincoln
Exactly.
Park. It's
Mhm.
all through his music, but nobody heard him. You know what I mean? Or they
Yep.
heard him, but they weren't listening.
No,
You know
they
what I
just.
mean?
Yeah, I agree with you,
Mhm.
man. I agree with you.
That could have all
Just
been prevented, but
mhm.
hmm?
Definitely. You really do just have to listen sometimes for people's cries for help. Like, for example, Robin Williams, even like he was a comedian. He made everyone laugh. No one would ever think he was even depressed or nearly suicidal. Like, I was shocked when I heard that. Like, no way, that can't be how he went. Just because of how he would make everyone laugh for years and years, you know? And then I realized, sometimes I catch myself doing like just to get out of my funk, I might try to be in a good mood and make other people laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
so it's a good thing though in a way because at the same time, if you're able to make someone else happy, that can sometimes in turn make you happy. And then you forgot what you were even feeling funky about.
Mm-hmm.
So but I thought that was so sad because a lot of people didn't even see the signs for him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like take the time to see the signs, really pay attention to your loved ones and pay attention to the little things that you might not think is a big thing because it could be telling you something more than you know. Like don't just
Mm-hmm.
brush over things. A lot of people just brush over things nonchalant, like, oh, they're just saying that, or oh, they're just upset, or no, maybe they're really trying to tell you something.
Facts.
So definitely be open to listening to your loved ones for sure. Definitely
Hey,
important.
yeah, just because they're smiling does not mean they're okay.
Mm-hmm. No,
Exactly.
because
Right.
especially as man, we never want to put that. Especially if you got kids or you're in a family, you never want to show that something's wrong because you got to maintain that. I'm good. I got this family locked down, and that
Mm-hmm.
wears on you too. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
if you are a married man or a married woman, or you suffer, and you have family in your life, let them know what's going on with you, man, because you can't always read into the signs sometimes if you're not aware of it. So
Right.
don't be hesitant to tell people what's going on with your mind. If they blow
Mm-hmm.
you off from there, then that's not somebody really you can mess with. Talk with somebody else. You gotta have somebody in your life that's close with you that cares about you. All of us do.
Mm-hmm.
We might not feel it sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, they're out there. People are out there, and they do
Right.
care. They
Right.
really do care.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Most def. And so don't forget to follow us, guys. Remember, every Monday, mental health awareness, 6 p.m. Eastern. Greg, would you like to tell everyone your platforms to follow you?
Just Instagram, Greg the GR number 8 TEST number 1. Greg the greatest one.
Awesome. Greg, the greatest one with the 8.
Nice.
With the 8 and the number 1.
And the number 1.
That's old school. Great with the 8. I love that.
Yeah, that's definitely
cool.
old school.
That is definitely old school.
I remember doing that back in the day.
I still write like that when I'm shorthanded. You know what I mean? When I'm writing rhymes, 8. I use letters, numbers, and symbols just to get it out of my head because that's all I need to really look at. You know what I mean?
Right, that's what's
It's
up. Hey,
crazy.
whatever helps get it out too. Shoot, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. And
But
I'm
we
T.O.
definitely.
Lestat. I'm on all platforms. That T.O. Lestat. It's either T.O. underscore Lestat or T.O. Lestat. You know what I mean? And again, I'm a huge advocate for mental health. It's all in my music, from just not just the new album, but everything I spit, because it is my therapy. And when I'm spitting my rhymes, I'm really no capping. This when I'm talking about is how I felt, where I was, and what the reality was around me. You know what I mean? And I've been at some really low places, and I'm still here today because of great people. You know what I mean? So you can't go at life alone, and nor should you have to. Reach out. People will help you if you sincere about it.
Right, most definitely, I agree. Most definitely. So everyone, don't forget everything we said, and 6 p.m. Eastern will be back. And this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be on Chopping It Up with Bestie. Make sure you guys are following my YouTube at Seductive Peach. My Facebook is Melissa Flynn. And there's a bunch of Melissa Flynn, so make sure you follow the right one. And also, I have another Facebook page for those who might have a hard time finding me, called Seductive Peach 2. So either way you type in Seductive Peach, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, you will find the show. Please make sure you guys share, like, comment even after the show is over, because it still helps the algorithm, and we appreciate everyone's support.
Definitely does too.
And until next time, everybody, have a blessed night. And remember, mental health is wealth. Your mental health is wealth.
That is true wealth. Absolutely.
Oh, wait. That's not even the right thing.
It's
That
still a
was
cool
the
tee. You know what I mean? Don't forget the lingerie she got too. She really popped up with that, y'all. For real.
Thank you.
That
I was
brand
like,
is
that
banger
wasn't
right
even
now.
the right. That wasn't even the right video.